Hey guys, James Osmond. I have a Assa, high security Assa oval that I got from Texasjim. And see if I can show you the key. There's the key bitting on it. And we're gonna try to get this thing picked. It's a pretty tough pick. These the combination of the pins and maybe the core. It makes for a very interesting pick. It's a pretty good little challenge. See, I've already overset something. Got a deep falset on pin 3. So get under there, pin 4. Pin 5 had movement but no falset. Alright, let's go back to pin 1, check him. Pin 1, some more movement. Let's go to pin 2. And I lost my deep falset, but pin 2 feels like it may have set some more. A little movement out of pin 3. Pin 4, and I got a little bit more falset. Go back and check 1. 1 just gave me slightly deeper falset. See if I can find 2. Pin 2 feels set. Pin 3 feels set. Pin 5, got a little deeper set out of pin 5 and some more core rotation. See if I can get under 5 and get to 6. Having no luck moving it with that hook. I may see, it may switch to something a little. I'm going to try another hook, but it's a little bit thicker. It used to be a Jim, and I cut it down into a hook to give me a thicker shank for that extra strength. Alright, that's not going to work. Let's try a slender Jim. Maybe I have better luck getting that through the keyway. Counter rotation. So I can just stay centered on that pin. Pin 6. Alright, I lost my deep falset, but I did get movement out of 6. So I'll just go back and check them. I nudged 2 and got more rotation on the core. And with these Assa pins, if you really don't know what you're doing, it could get frustrating. For those of you that may be beginner pickers, you may have everything at shear line, or you think you have it at shear line, and these any lock with Assa pins, it could give you the impression of being at shear line, but it still won't open. And the reason is certain type Assa pins like to hang up at the shear line, and so you'll have to literally bounce on them, like nudge them, or even just rake the pick out like that. And it nudges that extra little bit to get it up above shear line. The way these pins are cut, they're cut to give false impressions, and so you got to be kind of diligent when you're picking locks with Assa style pins. I got a little more rotation out of the core on pin 3, and pin 1 just gave me a little more movement. Pin 2 is set, pin 3 is set. Pin 4 just gave me a deep falset. A lot of rotation on that core, and that pin feels completely bound up, and pin 6 dropped. So I'll try to give him a little helping hand. Nudge him up a little bit. I had to bounce on him to get some I'm getting deep core rotation, deep counter rotation on that. See if actually that's pin 5, it feels like. I'm hoping this is not a gatekeeper pin that's going to drop all the others. I'm going to switch picks. I'm going to go with this slender hook 7. So I can pinpoint that pin a little bit better. It has a finer tip on it. Getting counter rotation, but not enough to set it. I'm slipping off of the pin. Let me try something. Let me go back to a hook, a standard hook. See if I can manipulate this hook up in there. There we go. I'm under it now. I can just get it to move. That extra little bit of leverage on it. Ah, there we go. Got it open. That was a tough one. That last pin, pin 5, man, it didn't want to budge. It was in there pretty stiff. Let me move some of this out of the way here. Alright. Get the leather off of there. I hope I did not lock it back up. It's alright. We got a key. If I did, it'd be just fine. Let me go ahead and I'll use my new screwdriver, my new freebie, if it'll work. And it works. Alright. And Jeff, if you're watching, I finally got my Schlage KDE free screwdriver. It's the 3rd one I ordered. I don't know what happened to the other 2. Maybe they lost my order, or maybe they didn't think that the first Homer Simpson that ordered the screwdriver deserved it. But Squiggly Cogsworth got him a Schlage. So maybe Squiggly Cogsworth was a more reputable character to send a screwdriver to. Anyways, let's see. I want to make sure that I don't foul this up. And as a matter of fact, I believe I'm going to go ahead and lock the core back and just use the key. For the simple fact that I have had some boo-boos with these in the past, some of these Euro type cylinders. I need a plug follower. Let's see, fine, that one should work fine. I was taking the plug out of a Euro that I got from Texasjim, and I had the plug rotated about 40 degrees or so. And what I didn't know is that the plug had milling in the side of the plug. And when I rotated that plug, when I went to push the plug out, the driver pins went down into that milling, and I had 9 kinds of hell getting them pins to go back up in the Bible so that I could remove the core. And it involved having to wrap it on my vise while I was pushing on the plug with the follower. And I was able to get it out, but I did damage one of those millings. The little fin broke off, and I really regret it because I kind of liked that lock. It was a nice, shiny, pretty lock, and it was a pretty tough pick. But enough of that. Let's take these out and see what kind of alien technology we have. So far, all the key pins look normal, like standard key pins you'd find in a stock lock. Ooh, we have some interesting stuff in the core. I'll show you guys. Let's get these pins out of the Bible. Find me some tweezers here. Oh yeah, that core has very deep counter milling in it. Oh wow, that's pretty damn awesome right there. That would be the front pin. That's a standard spool. looks like it was in like that. Let's see, it was in like this. Tricky, tricky. So that's what was up with that. I know I felt a really nasty serrated pin in there. And we have another one of these wicked T-pins. Where's the driver that goes on top? And the spool at the last. Alright, let's see. Nothing really tricky about the Bible. Alright guys, let's get the camera over here. Hopefully I don't accidentally hit the record button again like I've been known to do. Let's move some of this junk out of the way here. Alright, and magic magnifying lens. There's the key pin for the first driver there. Let's see if I can find some better light source here for you guys. Get something going on over here with some light. Sorry about that. Give me one moment and I'll get the light figured out here. There we go. Let there be light. Alright, so there's the first driver on the first cylinder, first chamber, and the key pin on the first. The second is looks like a homemade spool, but it's got pretty standard cut on it. And second key pin. And the third key pin's normal, but it's got this wicked T-pin. Find my tweezers and I'll show you guys that T-pin. Let's see. Alright, and there's the arrangement on that T-pin. It has a solid driver because the spring would interfere with that T-pin and take away from the effect of it. It would actually straddle that T-pin, but standard key pin, there's the T-pin, and that's what was giving me a little bit of trouble getting that open, while I kept having to revisit a few of those pins. And pin stack 4, we have a really wicked cut homemade spool, and sort of like a convex spool, and then a deep cut, and then it has sort of a T-pin top to it. And on pin stack 5, we've got another T-pin. See if I can get this in a little closer so it's not distorted. Pin stack 6, standard spool. It's looks like a homemade spool, but it's kind of standard cut. It is a little bit longer than the number 2 spool. So, but one thing I do want to show you is, I don't know if I can even show you guys on camera, but I'm gonna try to get a good angle on this. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna come out. Let me get some light over here. This lock has some really deep counter milling in the plug, and it's seeming like it's gonna be impossible to show you this with the light source I have. And yeah, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. This lighting sucks. Okay, maybe like this. Yeah, you're not going to be able to see it. Oh well. Well, I promise you it's in there. It's counter milled pretty deep. Bring it over here to this light. Maybe you guys can see it. It has a very, very deep counter milling on this thing, and that was probably hanging up a little bit too, but I've got to say that was still a fairly easy pick. It takes a little bit longer to pick these high security locks because of all the technology they put into them and the types of pins and the counter milling, but to be honest with you, this lock is still the hardest lock to pick because of how deep he threaded it, and just the fact that those pins bite really hard on those serrations, and it's hard to pick open. But anyways, guys, this is the Assa oval cylinder that I got from Texasjim, and I promised him I'd return that lock, so I'm gonna work on getting it put back together so that I can get ready to mail it back to him. Texasjim, I'd like to thank you for the locks. I do appreciate it, bud, and hopefully I can return a favor soon. And hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay safe, stay legal.